Nvidia and HUT8 have been hiding GPUs from you. Yep, you heard that correct. And because of that, they are confident they're going to be able to take over any other network due to their superior efficiency on any other network available, and all other cryptocurrency miners that are focused on GPUs will be priced out. Let's get into it right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is PrimeXBT. PrimeXBT is an established trading platform that was founded in 2018. PrimeXBT offers a unique trading experience with co-vesting, margin trading, and yield accounts. PrimeXBT is available on desktop and their new iOS app. PrimeXBT is offering a special promotion for those who sign up with my sign-up link. Anyone who signs up with the link in the description can receive up to $500 to their margin trading account. Use promo code SONOFATECH for an additional first deposit bonus of up to $7,000. Terms and conditions do apply. Remember, any form of investing comes with significant risks, so do your own research. A quick disclaimer: when using leverage trading, it comes with extremely high risk, including loss of all funds. Welcome back. HUT8 is bragging now during the merge threat and, of course, the crypto winter and bear market that they have a Ferrari of GPUs in their mining farm, and this will allow them to remain more efficient and be able to survive the merge for Ethereum, which will, of course, move Ethereum to proof of stake, making it no longer viable for cryptocurrency miners to go ahead and generate revenue off of. This article is coming from cryptonews.com, and it was shared by Detroit Irish. Let's get into it. HUT8's Ferrari of GPUs ready for Ethereum's proof of stake move. Miner open to M&A. Contrary to smaller Bitcoin and crypto miners, Canada-based HUT8 would not really be affected by Ethereum's move to proof of stake consensus mechanism, as the miner is ready no matter what. Sue Ennis, Vice President of Corporate Development and Investor Relations of the company, told cryptonews.com, of the company, not off, I'm pretty sure. Also, HUT8 is ready to go shopping for other mining companies this year. Ethereum is expected to transition from proof of work consensus mechanism, now also used by Bitcoin, to proof of stake this year. However, this move was already delayed multiple times. In either case, when and if it happens, this would leave Ethereum miners with a lot of computational power they could dedicate to another blockchain that is friendly to GPU-powered mining rigs. And it says that HUT8 has got the, quote, Ferrari of GPUs. According to the VP, US tech giant Nvidia didn't even allow the company to disclose what GPU model they received because only 3 customers got it globally. Remember, Nvidia was lying about its crypto mining profits and how much it contributed to, of course, the profits of Nvidia. Just recently, they got caught. They are in some lawsuits surrounding it. And it's pretty clear that what they've been doing in the back door is taking a bunch of the gamers' parts and repurposing them for cryptocurrency mining and not even letting the general public receive them. You know, for graphics cards and GPUs in general, as we talked about in the 2Miners article, the idea was that it is good for cryptocurrency mining to basically utilize GPUs because essentially GPUs are available on the consumer market, which means that you have a wider distribution, more decentralization, and larger security. But obviously that is not the case now anymore. It is clear that they have already let the cat out of the bag and let us know that there are basically the equivalent of ASIC miners for GPUs coming from large GPU manufacturers like Nvidia and AMD. This is highly disappointing, of course, because this does mean that it is extremely difficult to start to get into cryptocurrency mining, especially at a time like now with the markets being down. I'm highly disappointed in this move from Nvidia, but it isn't surprising necessarily, to say the least. Quote, we can easily pivot and mine the next most profitable GPU-based network if we wanted to, or get into some of the use cases that we're looking at, like node infrastructure management, perhaps even supporting some of the pools, end quote, she said. Per the VP, they can flip the switch and within 10 minutes get paid out in whatever coin it is. Now, of course, if you have management software, all of us that are mining cryptocurrency have this capability, provided we are utilizing GPUs. and not necessarily utilizing ASICs. Now, ASICs do have other coins within their same algorithm for the most part, like SHA-256. You can do Digibyte or Bitcoin, for example, but you're a lot more limited on the amount of coins and types of coins. Now, of course, if you have GPUs, you have a much wider range because it's more of a multi-purpose compute unit. It's too early for me to confirm what way we are going, but we're definitely looking at it, she said. They confirmed that the company has looked into a variety of other chains, naming Zcash, which I guess would make sense, Monero, which quite doesn't make sense to me, and Ethereum Classic, among others. But nothing has been decided yet. Nothing, at least, that Ennis could share at this time. Now, of course, with Monero, it's important to point out that you are going to typically want to do that with CPUs, not GPUs. Not that it's not possible on GPUs. It's just that the efficiency really isn't there. Ethereum Classic makes a lot of sense, and Zcash to a lesser extent, of course. But, it is what it is. In either case, according to her, it's the smaller scale guys with the more inefficient and or older equipment who would be a little more out of luck than we would be should the switch to proof of stake happen. So we can tell, obviously, from their junk talk and, of course, their admittance to getting specific GPUs from Nvidia that only 2 other companies outside of them got, that they obviously have a head start compared to pretty much the rest of us as home miners, the smaller scale guys, etc. They also don't appear to really care about the community because they don't seem to want to participate in any sort of help for us testing other networks, etc., because I'm pretty sure at this point they're aware of it. Obviously, this is a competitive market. We approach it, I think, on this channel a little bit differently because I believe in the decentralization of the network and access for cryptocurrency to all. So unfortunately, though, as with any industry, there is a portion of greed and competitiveness that will take over, and HUT8 on the GPU front is showing their hand. And it looks like essentially they have, aces in the pocket. So there you go. Meanwhile, HUT8 continues to evaluate the HODL case for ETH once every couple of weeks, but for now, says the corporate development VP, the team prefers to mine Ethereum and get paid out in Bitcoin at the pool level. For now, the company will stick with this strategy in order to hold more Bitcoin. So we also know that they are Bitcoin maximalists here. They are not following the pattern of moving into staking Ethereum. And obviously they are biased towards proof of work because that's where a majority of their revenue comes from. So it makes sense from that perspective. Meanwhile, as reported by Luxor Technology Corporation recently said that they are working with large institutional miners such as HUT8 and Hive Blockchain, as well as a number of retail miners in North America in their quest to provide the industry a US-based Ethereum mining pool. Additionally, Luxor started organizing and building an advocacy group for Ethereum to remain on proof of work. We covered this not too long ago, which they argue, quote, ensures network operations remain decentralized and that the mining process has profound positive impacts on global energy markets, end quote. HUT8 is not a member of this group, and as for whether they would join, Ennis said that they are, quote, tight with the Luxor guys, end quote, and not against the idea, but that they need to learn more about it. Now, when we talked to Luxor, we did have him on for an interview and they covered this. They still have not provided me with any solid data on how they plan to present this to Ethereum. It's getting extremely close to the merge. In fact, today, as we speak, Ropsten has been performing the migration from proof of work to proof of stake. And if that's successful, that will greatly accelerate the timeline for proof of stake. And we still have yet to see really anything from Luxor. So I highly doubt that there's really going to be any sort of petition that influences the Ethereum devs to go into the direction of remaining proof of work. That's just how I see it. Additionally, the HUT8 team is pretty close to the Ethereum developer community, said Ennis, adding, we're hearing on the ground that proof of stake is so pretty far off because it's obviously not a technology issue, it's a governance issue. But sure, if proof of stake happens tomorrow morning, we can easily pivot. That's an interesting one because obviously with large miners like that, there probably is enough money to influence the developers in general. So I'd be curious to hear exactly where they're at with that, as far as, is it really far off? How far off? That sort of thing. What are the developers of Ethereum, saying behind closed doors? It's clear that as far as Ethereum is concerned, and of course mining in general, that there's a lot of talk behind closed doors that does not get revealed to the public. And I'm not a big fan of that, because I think that we should have open and decentralized networks. That is a little frustrating. I think that a little bit more transparency would be appreciated as well. But this is the world we live in. So we're not going to be able to tell you exactly when proof of stake is going to happen versus proof of work. We're not going to be able to tell you even what are these GPUs that they're mining on. More than likely, I would assume they are some sort of HBM or HBM2E technology that drastically increases the memory performance. That's kind of where I would lean towards, more than likely. But, who knows at this point? As for the recent Bitcoin price crash, almost 50% from its all-time high, and has said that HUT8 is not stressed about this at all, as the company is incredibly diversified. They bought data centers and have 400 commercial customers that are giving us money based on a completely uncorrelated business to digital asset mining, but still in the digital economy space, she said. Blockchains and applications are going to need blockchain storage and GPU-based computational storage, so there will likely be greater upside and growth trajectories in the GPU-based markets. Furthermore, there is a ton of potential opportunity with all these budding Web3 applications, all of which are going to need storage and will potentially have some infrastructure management. Quote, a lot of the equipment that we have is already being fully paid off, fully deprecated, so it's pure profits. A price point that would be of concern for HUT8 is if Bitcoin went below US $20,000, she said. Today, Bitcoin traded below $37,000 and was down around 20% in a month. As for the hash rate growth, crypto-focused financial services firm BitOda recently cut their forecast for the year from 334 exahash a second to 325 exahash a second. Now, as we've been tracking on, of course, the cryptocurrency charts, we are at 335 exahash a second right now. This article may be a little bit older at this point. HUT8 too expects it, quote, definitely in the 330 lane, end quote, said Ennis, adding that a lot of consolidation is expected as well. Therefore, some of the smaller players with not much hash power and who are still waiting on equipment are probably going to be kicked off or bought out. And I definitely feel that as that smaller miner, I feel like I am going to basically not be able to survive this. We are talking about that monthly. We will be covering it, and the goal is to survive and then hopefully thrive in 2024. Quote, we do think it's going to be a really interesting year. That's right, for M&A. And we did a raise in September for $175 million. We're ready to go shopping and be opportunistic because we think it's going to get pretty hairy for some of the smaller people this coming year, end quote, Ennis told CryptoNews.com. In January, the company acquired the cloud and co-location data center business from TerraGo Incorporated. The data center business spans from Toronto to Vancouver with over 36,000 square foot of geodiverse data centers, space-powered by renewable energy sources. So at the end of the day, what did we learn? Well, we learned that from the perspective of a home cryptocurrency miner, from the perspective of smaller cryptocurrency miners, it is clear that we will be probably priced out when we start looking at trying to survive the crypto winter, not only from increasing power costs, inaccessibility to decent power generation and renewables, and of course, no access to the most efficient GPUs for crypto mining that are on the market because they are being sold directly to large crypto miners. The good news here, of course, is that it is clear that Nvidia has been losing a ton of revenue, which means that as much as HUT8 wants to talk about acquiring more hardware and growing throughout this particular time, that is not in fact what their actions have been, meaning that basically Nvidia is losing a ton of revenue, and that revenue appears to have been cryptocurrency related, as per, of course, the lawsuits that are going around and aimed towards Nvidia. So they are not in as good of a position as they may state they are. Every single type of cryptocurrency that they are talking about moving to is also highly, highly volatile, just like the rest of the market, and has a much lower volume. I would posture that smaller miners have a better chance of surviving the crypto winter than a large miner like HUT8 in respects to specifically the the amount of crypto that is available and the volume, because the amount of volume on any other coin that they would try to shift to will not be enough for them to liquidate into their long-term hold of Bitcoin, because there just won't be enough of it on exchanges. And if they flood the exchange with all of the crypto that they are mining on any given coin, whether that be Ethereum Classic or whatever, then of course that's going to drive the price down lower and lower. So I don't know. From my perspective, I think smaller is better here, but they are obviously a company that need to have a good public-facing image, and so they are starting to show their hands, and it's a dirty, dirty hand. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification down below, and I will see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more, or check out this playlist for more crypto content-related topics.